We got a fun show for you tonight, especially if you're plugged into our alt sport universe with PLAAY Now, Fury Football, and Fury Hardball. Keith Avalon from Play Games. Welcome to tonight's show. Sam is at the controls for our stream tonight. We just released our new Managers and Mercenaries cards for Fury Hardball, taking a page from our Fury Football Recharge set, which came out earlier this year. The idea is to create a multiplayer mode where you can play a sports game with 2, 3, 4, even 5 people. So you start with a player draft under a salary cap. We recommend $25 million. We put our dollar values in millions, of course. Or you could say trillions. What the heck? Then you play a mini season after you've put your team together, where everybody plays everybody else. And then because of the runtime being so short for the Fury Sports, you're able to do this in a couple hours or even less, depending on how many people are in your league. Kind of a fun way to spend an afternoon with friends. A little bit different, but furious and fun is what we like to say around here. You can also do this solitaire, as I'm about to show you tonight. I'll give you a short tour of the card set and run a 3-game gauntlet of established Fury Hardball teams. And if I win all 3 games, we'll make the print and play version of Fury Hardball available for free for 24 hours. So cheer for me as I take on the established teams. And we're going to choose them at random from a box here, so I really don't even know who my opponents will be. But I have used my draft strategy to put together this team under the salary cap. And hopefully this will sort of serve as a tutorial for you as to how to do this. Now, I made a blog post on the Play Classic site a few days ago, sort of outlining in more detail this whole process and some of my tips. So I would point you to that to review for more in-depth information. I'll keep this part of it short, I guess. I did want to talk a little bit about the team drafting and building strategy. And my first point would probably be there's really no one way to do this. There's not a single path to success with drafting your Fury Hardball team. There are a number of ways to do it. You can start by drafting a great manager. You have to sign the managers to contracts as well. And then build a rather serviceable team around him, taking advantage of the manager's expertise. You can build a power hitting team that relies on dingers to win games. You can go for pitching and fielding. You can go for speed on the base paths, or any number of different paths you can choose. And I should mention that the manager cards, again, most of this is outlined on the blog post, but I will point out again that the manager cards can be chosen so you can build your team around your manager. Certain managers will call for certain actions, like stealing, bases, or getting better batter results from Fury symbols. You can build your team around your manager and thereby increase your odds of success. So let's go ahead and give you the tour of the card set. What I'll do is, obviously we can't go through every player. There are 72 players in the set and 48 managers. And it would take quite a bit of time to go through them all. But I've selected a few players of interest in each of the different positions and a few managers of interest, and we'll kind of talk about them a little bit. Then I'll reveal what my starting lineup will be, and then we'll play. All right, so let's start with the managers. Choosing your manager, I think, is a good way to start your crafting your team. I've selected a few of them that are of interest. Sweet, again, everybody has just the last name. We don't use first names in the future of professional sports. Sweet is the most expensive manager, $9. He's got a pretty good. He's got both a solid strategy result and also some very solid and many furious results. So the strategy component works like you get to do this once. All the manager cards are oriented towards batting. When we were first experimenting with this, we had some that were oriented towards pitching, and it just kind of became difficult to play solitaire. I mean, of course, we always like to craft these things for solitaire play. So all the manager cards affect only their team's batting results. And the strategy result will let you one time per game call into play. So for Sweet, for example, you get to call for a deja vu result. Whatever the last batter did, the next batter will do the same thing. So if it's particularly good if you got a team of dingers, because when one hits a dinger, you can use his strategy result and have the next guy ding as well. And his Furious results will change 4 different results on a Furious action result of 0. When you re-roll, if you roll a 5, 6, 7, or 8, instead of using the Furious action chart, you will use the result printed on Sweet's card, which is the next 2 batters hit safe base pingers. So that's a pretty effective card there, given that you'll probably go to the Furious action chart at least once per game. Another expensive manager is Emerson, who allows you to call a Fury bunt. He allows you to. It's Caballero that does the Fury bunt. Emerson does the swing for the ding, so you can have him try to have any batter reach for the Fury Hardball wall and roll a Fury die to get basically a 2/3 chance of getting a dinger. Caballero is the guy I mentioned. Does the same thing, except it's like a bunt where he gets a pinger, but he's also got some solid Furious action results. He's got 3 of them, where the next batter hits a pinger and takes the bonus base. So you can see where, if you got Caballero as your manager, you might want to get players who are good at base running, so that when he gets that Furious action, you can have him try to, make the move for home. Timmons is another good one, mainly because of his value. A viable strategy would be to get a manager who doesn't do much but doesn't cost much, but who won't hurt you. Timmons would fall into that category. You get the option to change a Fury symbol to your liking. He has no Furious action alteration, so he's pretty bland in that result, but he only costs $2. Wild is a good one. He also allows you to, once per game, get the frantic dash for the bonus base, where you basically get the bonus base for free, although there's a slight chance that your player will get injured, in the hurtling toward the bonus base. Pretty good Furious action result, where the next batter will draw a ringer and an option to steal home with no look. So you get the idea. And Wild is only $3. Cerna is $4. He gets you get a free trip to the bonus base after any pinger. So if you hit a pinger, just send him to the bonus base. So a guy like Cerna would be good on a team that doesn't have good base running speed, because you at least get 1 bonus base trip in an extra run. You wouldn't have to actually run into the bonus base. You just use a strategy result. And this is the guy. I'll talk more about Gandy later. He has another good a Fury bunt result, which is even stronger than Caballero's, and a inside the park dinger option, where you can on this particular Furious result, your batter will blast a bonus base pinger and then try to stretch it into a dinger. Basically, try to steal home, go all the way around, back and forth. So those are some of the interesting managers, and you can see they vary in cost from 3 to 8 or to 9 rather. There are numerous managers who cost 0, but they might cost you a few ball games as well. So let's move over to the slingers. Now, when you're doing your Furious your Fury season, one of the things you want to decide right off the bat is what's the pitching situation going to be. Are you going to have a required rotation where you have to alternate slingers, a rotation of 3? That's the way we played it in our convention tournament. But you can also play it where you have 1 slinger who pitches every game. And in that case, you'll only need probably 1 backup slinger. If you have a 3-man rotation, obviously, you'll need to have 3 of them. So that will affect your team crafting strategy. Since we are playing a gauntlet where each of the teams that I'll be playing will only use 1 pitcher, I'm going to also allow my team to use the same pitchers. That'll change my strategy. I will draft 1 pitcher as to be my starter, and then another one is like an emergency pitcher. I won't have to devote excessive resources to the slinging staff. I'll just get 1 slinger. Speaking of which, let's look at the slingers. I've picked out a few here. The most expensive slinger in the bunch is Gooden at $9. He's got a zinger result 5 out of 6 times, and then the rest of the time it's a stinger with the possibility of a slight possibility of a base hit. So he's $9. But there are other pitchers who are similarly good, like Poirier and Holgate, who also have zinger results for their sling result, and not much else. Of course, the zinger is what you want to get because it's 2 outs instead of 1. So what's the difference? Well, in this Managers and Mercenaries expansion, the player value is based on the player's overall value. Now, each player has 2 different things, well, really 3 different things they can do. They can, the slingers can sling, bat, and of course, base run. the fielders can field, bat, and base runs. They're really rated on three, in terms of value, rated on those three different categories. So a player might be, good at all three and have a fairly high price tag. But then there are other players, such as Poirier and Holgate, who are not very good at anything else, but they are good pitchers. So they can sling well, but they don't run well, and they don't bat well. Of course, that's not going to matter if you don't run them or bat them. So that can be a wise way to approach this, looking for value players who maybe do one thing well and nothing else. And there are a number of them in this set. So these are the three pitchers that I set aside. There are several others who are interesting. Tolentino is a good guy who pitches pretty well and also bats fairly well. Aragon is good, but again, look at the price tags of these guys. Tolentino is 5, Aragon is 6, Ferry is 6. Ferry's got an excellent batting card. Look, it's a dinger. It's a full-on dinger on the bat side. Not a very good base runner, but a decent pitcher. So his value of 6 is based on his ability to both bat and sling. Of course, you can only use them for one, although you can alternate them from game to game. If you in a three-man rotation, for example, he would be very valuable. Ferry would be very valuable because you could use him to sling, every third game, and the rest of the time he could bat. So again, it's important to determine how you're going to approach the pitching situation. And Draper I selected him because he's a good value at $0. He's a poor base runner and a pretty poor batter, but a serviceable pitcher. I'm not going to say he's great. 50-50, he's going to give up a pinger. Then there have time it'll be either a zinger or an out. So he's not a great pitcher, but for $0, he might be a good choice for to pad your sling staff. So those are the slingers. Fielders are, I think, sometimes undervalued. A guy like Yan with a fielding result of stinger only, that's 2 outs. And so that's a pretty valuable commodity. Of course, he's $8. And again, that's mainly because he, in addition to being an excellent fielder, he's a pretty good batter and a good base runner. So he's a very valuable player, but can only be used in one facet of the game. Now, the value of a player like Yan in a draft context would be, if you chose him, then you'd have a lot more flexibility later in the draft to choose value players and then use him at whatever role you need him. You might not need to use him as a fielder if there are other fielders later in the draft. So I'm not saying that expensive players are bad choices, but again, you do have to kind of have an overall strategy going in. Daly's kind of the same, really good fielder at a very expensive price tag. Here are some of the lesser expensive ones that are, I think, good values. And again, this is mainly because they are only good at fielding. Fleming is a great example. You're not going to get a hit. Nothing's going to get past him. He's either going to collect the ball for a stinger or get it for an out. But he's not a very good batter. Fennell is another guy who's a good stinger, a good fielder at $1. Wolford and Tovar and Ricci are all mainly they're going to get outs. Occasionally they'll collect a stinger, but they're solid fielders at very low prices. So if you're going to draft players as specifically as fielders, then those guys are good choices. Batting, the star of the set is Miramonte, who's got a solid dinger for his batting result. He also is pretty good in the field. 50-50 out or stinger, and he's a good base runner. He's got the safe square denotation. So wherever you use him, he's going to excel, and that's why he's $9. You could probably build your team around a guy like that. Infante is another guy who's very solid at $7. Good fielder, good batter, excellent base runner. So these are the high dollar players because of their balance. There are other guys though who are inexpensive. Here's Gilman. Now, none of these. Let me just say, none of these guys are great, but they are serviceable in terms of being a batter. Barbeau, he's going to strike out every once in a while, get a 2-out zinger, but he's not much of a base runner, but he does have a pretty good chance of hitting a dinger. South is kind of the same way, although he has more of a chance of hitting into a stinger. Another big hitter is Murphy. Hardesty is a very good slap hitter. Gets on base a lot. Occasionally will knock a dinger against a stuff pitch. None of these guys are good base runners, though. So it's kind of like you can take average or power and poor base running, or you can go with guys like Cifuentes or Brinkman or Gaspar. Cifuentes is I'm going to set him aside. He's a little bit different story at $5, but Brinkman's $1, and he's got good base running skills and slightly below average batting skills. Gaspar is really good, though. He's is going to get on base with a pinger as his batting result, and he's got good base running skills and $0. He's a horrible fielder, but as long as you don't use him in the field, he'll be all right. And Bolo is another one of these value players for batting. So those are the kind of and of course you got a ton of players who I didn't even mention, and each of them has their own pluses and minuses. Some more pluses, some more minuses. But I've set aside these players as the guys that I'm most interested in for tonight. So let me go ahead and announce my roster here, and we'll get to playing. So I chose for my manager, I chose Sweet as my manager. I decided to build my team around my manager, although I do have to say, just before, maybe a half hour before airtime, I'm thinking I should go with Gandy. Because if I go with Gandy, that frees me up with $6 extra to spend on other players. So if I'd had more time, I think I would have probably waffled and gone with Gandy. But I'm going to go with the original lineup that I went with, and we'll see how that works out for me. So Sweet will be my manager, the most expensive guy, and so I'm naturally going to have to compromise on the rest of my squad. For my slinger, I decided to choose two. One, you kind of have to have a backup in case of an injury or a fight breaking out. So I chose Holgate. Let me find Holgate. And I really wanted to go with Poirier. Poirier. He's a pretty good zinger, but I just didn't have the spare cash. So I wound up using Draper as my backup slinger. Not great, but he'll have to do. So I'm going to go with Holgate and Draper. Move the rest of these guys over here. Now my fielders. I obviously passed on the high dollar players, Yan and Daly. So I'm going with the low dollar players. I decided to go with Fennell and with Fleming. Both of them are very solid in the field. And they weren't $0 players. I did have to spend some money on them, but I think they'll do a good job of nailing down the outfield. Put these guys over here. And for my batting order, I really wanted to have Miramonte. In fact, I was gonna get Gandy and go with Miramonte, but instead I decided to go for my power hitting with a guy who's actually listed as a pitcher, Ferry. He's got the same batting ability, nowhere near the base running ability, but he does have the power. So I'm going to go with Ferry as my big hitter at $6. Hopefully I won't have to use him. He's not a horrible pitcher, so I can have him as a third pitcher if I need one. So I've got Ferry, I've got Gaspar. I chose Gaspar as a batter. I chose Bolo, who is another one of these guys that is inexpensive, but has decent speed. I tried to come up with a mix of speed and power. So rather than going with like a murderer's row arrangement or a speed and base running ability and average team, I kind of tried to go for a mix. So I got Ferry, Gaspar, Bolo, and then I went with Murphy as my fourth batter. My backup is Hardesty, who is not particularly great. Hopefully I won't have to use him. So here's my total cost here. 9, 10, 13, 15. This is 6, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I came right up against the salary cap. This is my squad. All right. So let's play some ball, see if I can win 3 games with these guys. Sam, why don't you grab this box and open it up for me, and I'll pick so I don't see who I'm choosing. We put a bunch of different teams in this box. We got the Dodgers and the Rays World Series teams we made for Fury Hardball last year. Those are in there. We got the Christmas teams are in here. Bunch of the international teams. So let's just see who we get here. Our first game will be against. Looks like we're playing Dakar, rather. All All right, so since I'm set up over here, we'll go ahead and we'll let them be the visiting team for the first game. We'll rotate back and forth and roll for the final one. All right, so I got to figure out, first of all, I got to figure out who's going to play for these guys. And here's the way I do this. I think this is a good way of doing it. First of all, I get everybody oriented the same way on the in my hand. So the lighter shade is on the top. That's the batting side. And then the darker shade has the sling side and the fielding side. So I usually choose my slinger first. And they've got Baduri, Majumdar, and Pal. Looks like we'll go with Pal as their slinger. I guess I'll put him over here. Let's move the rest of these managers out of the way. Fennel and Fleming. Here we go. So they'll go with Pal, slinging, and fielders. Look at their fielders. Looks like Haladar's. I think I probably have this in order from the last time I played. And Ghosh. All right, then we'll flip these over here and choose our batting orders. Looks like they're going to go with. Let's see. Not a terrific batting team, but not bad. They'll lead off with Saha. Go with Dasgupta, Lahiri, and Bromwich. And that just leaves them with two slingers, no backup fielders. Usually, in Fury Hardball, it's good to have one of your slingers batting. But unfortunately, well, Majumdar's not too bad. We'll put Majumdar here and save Bromwich as a backup batter and fielder, and Baduri will be the backup slinger. So there we go. And now we're ready to play. Let me tweak my order, though. Let's see. Do I want to lead off with Ferry? Hardesty I'm obviously not going to use. We'll go with this. We'll go with this order. We'll lead off with Gaspar. How about Gaspar, Ferry, Bolo, and Murphy. And we'll put Sweet's card. Where can I put it? Can you see it over here? Yeah, you can see it over here. And I'll roll the dice in here. All right, we're ready to roll. So Holgate goes first. We're slinging to the to Dakar, and we roll all these dice. This is the blue die corresponds to the slinger pitch. You know, the whatever pitch the slinger's throwing. The white die corresponds to the swing on the batter. The Fury die is sometimes used, sometimes not, and then the D10 directs you to a card or the swing board. All right. Got our thing set up. Here we go. Saha is going to bat first. So Holgate's throwing junk. Saha is taking a big swing at it with an 8. Big swing at junk. We'll go, let's see, slinger one. So we're going to look at his card. It's going to be a zinger. So Holgate right out the gate gets a zinger. 2 outs. Let's do this. Dasgupta. All right, so Holgate again is throwing junk. Dasgupta is taking a reaching swing with a 5. Reaching swing on junk. We're going to look at the batter's card. It's a dinger, but it's a zinger on a junk pitch. And he did throw junk, so that will be a zinger. It's 2 more outs. Fortunate. It's a big swing by Dasgupta. Could have done some damage there. All right, facing Lahiri. Again, junk from Holgate, and looks like no swing for Lahiri on a 4. Wow! So that will get him. That'll get him a ringer. So Lahiri's going to get on the bonus base with the Fury Hardball equivalent of a walk. Because Majumdar. Oh, and we got to check and see if he's going to try for. We got to see if he's going to try to steal home, and we're going to use the automated base card for that. I'll put that down here so we can see it.
It's actually easier to see.
It's easier to see over there?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just roll a d6 to see whether he... And this is a single die roll will tell you whether he's going to try to steal or whether there's a look. It's like an all-in-one die roll. So 5 means that the runner is opting not to steal, but the slinger is pitching with the look. So we got to put the look card, the look icon on Holgate. So this could be trouble. But I avoided the look roll, a 7. All right, so Holgate is throwing stuff. Majumdar is taking a reaching... No, he's taking no swing on stuff. 3-5. So no swing on stuff with a 7 will be a zing. So that's his 3rd zinger of the game. Majumdar goes down. Back to Saha. Let's check and see again if he's going to... What Lahiri's going to do. 3. This time Lahiri's going to run... Is going to opt not to steal, but the slinger is not looking this time. figuring that Lahiri's going to stay put. All right, so once again, junk from Holgate and a big swing from Saha, and that is likely going to be a zinger. Big swing on junk is a zinger. That's Holgate's 4th zinger. And Das Gupta. Let's once again check Lahiri. 2. This time, looks like there's no luck. He's going to try to steal. So it's basically a Fury die roll. A circle symbol, he's going to be out. Otherwise, he's safe. He's out. Pegged him, and that'll end the inning. So nobody in for Dakar. All we need is 1 run. So far, everything's going as planned, isn't it? I told you Holgate was pretty stout. All right, so Gaspar will lead off. Now, the thing is, I was drafting my players without any competition from anybody else. So, the likelihood that I get all these great value players might not be so great with a 2 or 3 or 4-man league. All right, Pal pitching to Gaspar. So he's throwing, let's see, he's throwing junk. No, I'm sorry, he's throwing stuff. Big swing on stuff with a 6. Check the Slinger's card. Looks like it is going to be a zinger. So Pal starts out with a zinger. Zings Gaspar. Here's Ferry, my value power hitter. All he needs is 1 big swing. So Pal's throwing heat. Ferry's taking a big swing. 6. Oh, it's going to be the batter card. That's a dinger. Baby! Ferry swats it out of the park, and we win 2-0. Because that's the way it works in Fury Hardball. There's no need to play any more outs. The game is over. All right, so we beat Dakar. That's 1 down. Give me that box. I hope I get the Dodgers. I want to play the Dodgers. All right, here we go. I'm reaching at random. And let's see. Let's go with this. Oh, I got St. Kitts and Nevis. They're a very, very good team. All right, let's move these guys around so I'm the home team this time. It's not fair to be one or the other the entire time. And I'll stick with my same lineup. Everything worked to perfection in that game. Holgate pitched a brilliant game, lots of zings. Ferry wins it with a walk-off dinger. That's just exactly how I planned it. We'll see if it works. It doesn't often work out the same way more than once, though. We'll see what happens here. Okay, let's get our team set up. I remember playing St. Kitts and Nevis. They were one of our newsletter freebie teams, and they are very good. In fact, they won our, I believe they won our Fury Hardball Gauntlet that we ran, the Fury Kingdom Hardball Gauntlet that we ran. When was that?
It was last year sometime.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
So they are a good team. Let's start with our slinger. So we get, Kenroy. I remember Kenroy, Rajendra, and Roston. I think they go with Kenroy. I remember Kenroy was the star of the gauntlet. So we'll put Kenroy on the mound. And for fielders, let's see. Yeah, their fielding is not so great. I guess Chandrika is pretty good. He's really a good batter as well, but we need to get at least one good fielder. And how about, let's see. Dingo. These guys do hit a lot of dingers, don't they? Here we go. Fudaden, who's got a stinger or a pinger, so it's either a base hit or a double play for Fudaden if I hit it out there. All right, so that'll be their fielding. Let's take a look at their batting. We probably want to see if we can use one of these guys as a batter, so that we can have a backup fielder in case of a fight breaking out. We'll put Roston as the number 4 batter. Rajendra will be the backup slinger. And our starting batting order: dinger, dinger, dinger. All right, let's see. I guess Economou is going to go be the leadoff. We'll go. Oh, I'll get 2 cards of Economou in here. Hopefully I've got. Oh yeah. Double carded Economou. We'll use that card. It doesn't have the cut line on it. And we'll go with Bradshaw, and we'll go with Bichou. And we'll use Braithwaite as the backup fielder and batter. Okay, here we go. This time we're batting first. 1 down, 2 to go. Here we go. Kenroy on the mound for St. Kitts and Nevis. Pitching to Gaspar. He's throwing heat. Gaspar's taking a reaching swing. And let's see, we got a 4. Oh, we're going to use the batter card. He gets a pinger out of it. So a pinger for Gaspar. Do we want him to take the bonus base? Nah, we'll let Fairy ding him in, hopefully. Put him on the safe base. Here's Fairy. Heat pitch. Oh, no swing. He zinged him. So Fairy goes down zinging. That's 2 out. Let's see. Move these back to where they should be. Here's Bolu. I guess I should roll to see if he's doing a look, right? That would only be fair. Otherwise, yeah, let's do automated base running for them. So we'll have to see if he's going to be pitching with a look or whether he's going to. He might get pegged out stealing. We'll see. 1. Oh, runner steals home. So Gaspar scores, and we got 1 run in. So no look now. Nobody on base. Here's Bolu. See, 5. He's throwing junk. Kenroy's throwing junk. A big swing from Bolu. Big swing on junk is going to be check the slinger's card. It will be an out. So that's 3 outs. And it brings up Murphy. Oh, junk and no swing. That will be a ringer for Murphy. He is on the bonus base. He's not much of a runner, though, so there'll be no looking here. No concern that he's going to try to steal. Kenroy facing Gaspar again. All right, he's going to throw junk, and it looks like Gaspar is going to reach for it. Reaching swing on junk with an 8. Going to check the batter's card. It's a pinger. So that will score Murphy from the bonus base, and we now have 3 in. And is Gaspar going to go for the bonus base? We'll go ahead and we'll roll on the automated chart. I would probably not send him, but we'll see. 6. Oh, he's pegged, attempting to take the bonus base. All right, so he is out, unfortunately. Well, you live by the run, you die by it. That brings up Bolu. No, it brings up Fairy, rather. Fairy's batting. Zinged his first at bat. Kenroy's throwing junk. Fairy's taking a big cut at it. We get a 3. It's going to be popped out to Fadaden, and that will be a pinger. So Fairy gets on base, and we will have him obviously take the safe base. So that's another hit for my team. Here's Bolu. Let's see. Junk pitch, and Bolu is taking a reaching swing at it. And we're going to use the batter card. Gets a pinger. So that'll score Fairy, and we've got 4 in. And question is, will he take the safe base? We'll see. 2. We're going to roll to see if he does. So he's got a square safe, or square out rather. And he made it. So Bolo gets to the bonus base. And that brings up Murphy. Only 4 out. We got 4 in. Believe me, we'll need every one of those runs against this team. Kenroy is throwing junk, and Murphy is taking a reaching swing at it. Reaching swing on junk on a 5. Check the batter card. It's a dinger for Murphy. All right. That's going to be a 4-run humdinger. That gives us 8. And Gaspar's up. So Kenroy doesn't have the stuff today. Let's see. He's going to throw junk again, and a big swing on it from Gaspar. Big swing on junk will be a zing. So Gaspar zings. That's 6 out. Here's Fairy. And looks like Kenroy is throwing stuff, and Fairy's looking at it. That's a zing. So now we're up to our 9th and final out. 8 out now. Here's Bolu. Kenroy going to Bolu. And the pitch. Oh, it's junk. No swing though, so that'll put Bolu on the bonus base with a ringer. And Murphy, who dinged last time, could use a couple of insurance runs. Let's see. Kenroy's throwing stuff. Big swing on stuff with an 8. That will be a zing. So Murphy zings, and that'll end it. But we got 8 in. And here's Holgate. We'll have to shut him down. All right, here's Economou, Bradshaw, Bichou, and Roston. Here we go. Holgate's throwing heat. Up, big swing from Economou. That will probably be a dinger, and it is a dinger. So Economou leads off with a dinger. Here's Bradshaw. Junk pitch and no swing. Oh, that's a ringer. So Bradshaw gets on the bonus base. And he's a poor base runner, so there's no threat of stealing home. Here's Bichou. We got our first furious action result. So let's see. Holgate is throwing junk, and Bichou is reaching for it. Reaching swing on junk will be a stinger. 2 outs. All right, so Roston is on up to bat, and we're going to roll on the furious action. Now, here's where my manager card won't come into play because I'm not the batting team. 6. Let's see here. Oh, I should have used Sweet Strategy. I could have gotten a second dinger. I didn't use his Deja Vu strategy. You see, that's my bad. I'm concentrating on reading the results correctly. So, furious action, home batter hits pinger, home field. So that's a pinger for Roston, who's going to drive in Bradshaw for 2 more. All of a sudden, it's getting close. And let's see if he goes for the bonus base. 2. He is going to go for the bonus base. And we need if we roll a circle, he's out. Nope, he's safe on the bonus base. So all of a sudden, got the tying runs up to bat. Oh, I wish I had used that strategy card. I spent $9 and then didn't use the strategy. Oh well, didn't need it the first game. All right, so here we go. Holgate, who's slinging to Economou. It's 8-4. Man on the bonus base. I'm sorry. There we go. Let's see. I guess I should roll first of all to see if I'm what Roston does. 2. Oh, he's no looking. He's gonna try to steal. He's gonna try to steal home. And he is out. Tried to steal home from the bonus base. That will help somewhat. Now we'll roll with the bases empty. Economou facing Holgate. Here we go. Looks like a junk pitch. No swing. Well, that'll put him on the bonus base. Right back on the bonus base. So Economou walks. Bradshaw again. Holgate's throwing heat. Bradshaw is taking a reaching swing. We've got an 8. Reaching swing on heat. It's a zing. That's 4. Bichou. So Economou's not a threat base running. He's in default out. Holgate's going to throw stuff. Bichou is going to reach for it. And a 3. That'll send it out to Fleming, who gets it. Oh, he did a reaching swing. So instead of the stinger, he put it far enough into the outfield that it's just a single out. But an out is an out. 5 out now. Here's Roston. And we get more furious action here. 5. Let's see. Junk pitch. And a big swing on junk. Big swing on junk will be a zing. And we go to furious action. 7 out. So Economou's got to come off the bonus base. He will bat on furious action. It's 8-4 with 7 out. 7. Home batter draws a ringer. So that will put Economou on the bonus base. And we roll again on furious action. 4. Oh, we use the batter result, and then the player's injured. So we're going to have to roll the Fury die. Oh, it's a dinger. That's a 4-run dinger that ties it at 8.
Looks like we may have missed an out when the pawn was stolen home from the bonus base. This is one of our viewers.
Was it on my at bat or because I know
I think it's this at bat.
All right. Well, we'll go with 8 out then.
I think we have to check the tapes, but
Yeah.
that's what
Somebody says.
yeah, Bob agrees. Yeah. We
Okay.
got a couple people.
All right. So 8 out. It's 8-8 with 8 out. And let's see. So Bradshaw just hit the bases loaded dinger. Here's Bichou. Remember, there's no extra innings in Fury Hardball. They'll get an extra out to win it. If they don't, then I'll win it. So Bichou facing Holgate. Here we go. It'll be a junk pitch, no swing. Oh. So that will put him on base. It's going to be a ringer. On the bonus base, here's Roston now. Let's check the... No, Bichou is a slow base runner, so no threat of stealing. Here's Roston. 1 hit and it's over. 3. Holgate throws stuff. Roston takes a big swing. We get a 6. Big swing on stuff. We check the slinger card. That is going to be a zinger. And that means that is the extra out too. So we win. We get the extra run. We get the bonus run. And we'll move on to game 3. Barely. So the way it works in Fury Hardball is if the score is still tied after the 9th out is made, the home team gets an extra out to try to get a run. And if they don't get on that extra out, then the visiting team gets a bonus run and they win the game. However, when the zing takes you from out 8 to out 10, that counts as the bonus out, and ladies and gentlemen, it is over. So we beat St. Kitts and Nevis. One more, and everybody gets Fury Hardball for free for 24 hours. All right. See if I get the Dodgers this time, though. If we can beat St. Kitts and Nevis, that's saying something, I think. And we'll roll to see who's the home team. We'll say circle, I'm the home team. Okay, so I'm the home team. I'll get the last bet. We'll move my guys down to here. We'll keep our same lineup. This time, I am going to use Sweet Strategy. The Sweet Strategy. All right, let's see who we're playing first of all, though. All right. I don't want to look in there. I don't want to look. Let's go with this. We're playing Sydney. We're going to play Sydney. I don't remember how good Sydney is. But let's set them up and see what happens. All right, so I just do this exact same thing, looking for my slingers first. And again, you don't have to do it this way. This is just the way I think it's easiest to do this when I'm playing teams that I'm not that familiar with. So the slinger will be... Ooh, they don't have that great of pitching, do they? I guess we'll go with Maru. Maru or Watsford might be a good choice. We'll go with Maru. And either of these guys bat. Oh, yeah, Mitchell's not a bad... Mitchell's a pretty good batter. We'll put him as our... We'll use Watsford as the backup slinger. Fielders. Oh, it looks like Daglish will be good. Although he's a pretty good batter. I might want to rethink that. Let's just see if they get anybody else that's... Oh, but Conyers is pretty good. Simcha is good. Conyers is a good batter, though, too. So let's go with... Yeah, let's go with Combs in the outfield. And we'll go with Conyers. Who's the worst? Let's see. These guys got some big bats. Holy cow. Groom will be the backup fielder. All right, we could see a lot of runs scored in this game. And Holgate will go on the mound. Here we go. Mitchell will lead off. Kind of disappointed I didn't get to play the Dodgers. I'd like to had that matchup. Oh, well. Okay, here's the pitch from Holgate. To get things started, he's going to throw a stuff pitch against a reaching swing. That's not a good combination. That will be reaching swing on stuff is going to go to the batter's card. It's a zinger. It would have been a dinger on a big swing, but it's a zinger on a reaching swing. So that'll be 2 quick outs. That was fortunate. Thought for a minute there was going to be his card has got dinger written all over it. Here's Daglish. All right, so once again, it'll be junk versus no swing. That'll be a ringer. Daglish gets on the bonus base, and he will not attempt to run. Darcy. Let's see, we got a 9. Or he's throwing this. Holgate's throwing heat, and Darcy is reaching for it. That is likely going to be a zing, I think. Reaching swing on heat. No, we're going to look at the batter's card. That will be... Oh, it's out on a reaching swing. It was a dinger, but he's out on a reaching swing. So once again, they're luck out. Whew! Holgate, you're pushing your luck here. Daglish stays on the bonus base. There's 3 out. Here's Conyers. Looks like Conyers. It's going to be a stuff pitch from Holgate against a big swing. Big swing on stuff with a 5. That's going to be a zing. Zinged him. Here's Mitchell, who had a huge cut and wound up zinging in his first at bat. All right, so Holgate's throwing junk, and Mitchell's taking a big swing on it. 5, big swing on junk is going to be the slinger card. And that will be... Oh, he got the pinger. I got the triangle. So Holgate gives up the pinger, which is going to score Daglish, and that's 2 runs in for Sydney. Just in time. Daglish was about to have to forfeit that base. So Mitchell is also a slow runner. He'll take the safe base. And here's Daglish, who just scored. Oops. 2-0 Sydney. Another stuff pitch from Holgate against no swing. No swing on stuff. That's likely going to be... It is... a zing. 7 outs. Here's Darcy. If we can hold these guys to 2 runs, that'll be a major win. Let's see. Heat pitch from Holgate, and Darcy is going to reach for it. Reaching swing on heat with a 5. That is going to be a zing. That'll do it. 9 outs. So they only get 2. We only need 3. And we'll complete the sweep. Maru on the mound. Gaspar. And I intend to use my deja vu this time if I get a chance to. Maybe it'll win the game. All right, so Maru throws junk. No swing on junk. So Gaspar is going to get the bonus base. And we'll go ahead and roll to see if he's going to try to score. Oops, I'll roll it over here. 2. Looks like he is going to try to run. Why did he do that? So Squarey's out. Oh, he scores! 2 runs in. We're tied. And there's Fury. I got my deja vu. I don't know that I want to do a walk, though. I want a big hit. Although a base on balls would be good. We'll let Fury swing away. He won the first game. Walk off. See if he does it again. So it's going to be a stuff pitch. No swing on stuff. And that will do it probably. Because that's going to be... that's going to be a ringer. Oh, what? No swing on stuff. What am I talking about? It's a stuff pitch. No swing. That's going to be a zing. I definitely don't want to do that. So that's going to be 2 outs. Here's Bolu. So Fury zings again. Kind of feast or famine with him, huh? Maru with a stuff pitch, and Bolo is not swinging at it. That's going to be another zing. 3 out. Or, no, that's... That's going to be 4 out. We had 2 zings. 4 out. And Murphy. Come on, somebody. Let's see here. Heat pitch. Big swing on Heat with a 1. Oh, it's going to go to the Slinger card. And it is a zinger. So Maru zings him. What? 6 out, 2-2. Here's Gaspar. Come on, somebody's got to get on. Junk pitch. Gaspar is taking a big swing at it with a 3. That's going to pop it out to the fielder, Simcha, who catches it for the out. There's 7 outs now. We're only 2 outs away. We'll get the bonus out, I guess, because we're the home team this time. Maru against Ferry. Come on, Ferry. Do something. Oh, heat pitch. Big swing. That might do it. A 7. Big swing on Heat. It's a dinger from Ferry. It's over. 2-run dinger from Ferry. That puts us on top 4-2. And ladies and gentlemen, the 3-game sweep is complete. So, hooray. Hooray for the draftees. Nice job. Way to go, Ferry. 2 walk-off dingers to justify my faith in selecting you. All right, so here's the deal. We'll make the game available for 24 hours and 24 hours only. It's available for free. Just go to the PLAAY Now site, go to Fury Hardball base game, put it in the cart, and then check out, and you'll see it'll discount. It'll apply a discount, and it'll be $0.
You need to use the code.
You do need to use the code. The code is Free Fury. Is it cap sensitive?
No, not cap sensitive. FREE.
FREE FURY no space. FREE FURY no space. And so enter that as your discount code, and it'll take the entire price off, and you'll get a download link. You can download it and play it. And have fun. If you've never tried the game, and I know a lot of people already own the game, so for you guys, be more of a hey, join our party type thing. But for those of you who don't have it, here's the chance to get it. And tell your friends about it. Try it out. It's a very fast game. As you can see, we just knocked out 3 games, and there's lots of stuff you can do with it. Managers and Mercenaries available as of now. Check that out as well, and appreciate you watching tonight. Again, the code is Free Fury on the PLAAY Now site for free print and play version of Fury Hardball. Monday, we will have the Commissioner Surprise play-in game for our annual hockey tournament. Can you believe it's hockey season again? So we'll release the cards on Monday, and we will also have the play-in game. If you're familiar, this is our 7th annual hockey tournament. 7th year in a row we've done this. So it's basically like March Madness, like the NCAA college basketball tournament, except it's with pro hockey teams. We put everybody in a hat. We match the teams up completely randomly. I guess in that way it's not like the NCAA tournament because those are seeded. But in ours, it's just totally random. And because there's an odd number of teams, we have to have a play-in game. So we take the worst 2 teams, the best 2 teams, the top 2 teams, the Stanley Cup teams, get a first-round bye. That would be Montreal and Tampa Bay. So they will not be playing in the first round. And the play-in game will be between Anaheim and Buffalo. We'll have that game for you Monday night here on the Play Space Live. In between now and then, have a great weekend, and play some games, have some fun, enjoy the fall weather that's moving in, and we'll plan on seeing you Monday night. The Play Connect also comes out Monday, so check the Play Classic website and get that information as well. Great weekend. We'll see you Monday, and as always, thanks for being part of the Play Games community.